Hello everyone, welcome to BI Consulting Pro. This is episode 5 of our series DA100 tutorials. And today's topic is clean, transform and load data in Power BI. We will learn how we can clean our data, how we can apply the different kinds of transformations into our data set or the data that we just get it from the different data sources. Enough all the talking, let's get started. Before going further, let's have a look for the questions answers that I asked you in our last episode. And one more thing, the case study that I have provided you in our last episode in the description section. So today I'm gonna post their answers and explanations so you can check in the description section and you can have a look and ask me if you need any further clarification on those answers. So the answer for the very first question was direct query. For second, it was the model view, because in the model view only you can change the storage mode. And the third one is the TSQL. Okay guys, now we are going to start our today's lab, or let's say today's hands-on practice. What are the different kinds of transformations that we can apply? This can be a bit longer, but please stay tuned till the end of this video because it's going to be very important. Either you are the learner over here or you are preparing for the DA100 examination. So the very first what we have to do, we have to open our file. We have a sales analysis file already. I have just opened the file for my sales analysis. You can see the title on the top, it's sales analysis, and on my right hand side in the fields menu you will see the different tables over there. Right now there are no transformation have been applied on these different tables or these different fields, and there's no report has been created yet. And our target for today's session is just to clean the data and apply the different kinds of transformations in the Power Query. So let's get started with the transforming data tab. Just click over here. You will notice over here the table names are coming like dim employee, dim product, dim reseller, etc. But as a matter of best practices, these names should not be like that. These names should always easy to understand for the business users as well as for the technical guys. So this is the Power Query editor. On the top you will see the different options available over here. Under home tab you will see the new sources, enter data, data source settings, blah blah blah. There are so many options available for the advanced analytics. Plus you have the transform tab where you can apply the different transform functions from here. Otherwise you can also right click on any column and you will see the different transform options over here as well that you can find similarly on this top ribbon. Then you have add column where we have different options available to add a column. We even have the custom column options. We have the conditional column, index column, and then again some of the transformations. We have the view as well. I'll talk about this at last part of this video. And then we have our tools. We have the diagnostic tools, as I explained to you in our previous video. These tools can be used to trace the error. Suppose while loading the data we are getting some error which we are not figuring out how it's appearing or what is the root cause of that error, then we can use these tools. And then at last we have the help, which is the similar which you will see outside this Power Query editor, where you will find the different documentation, Microsoft link, training videos, etc. So you can use them as well. Okay, let's start with the very first where we have our dim employee table. So first of all, we don't want to keep this name dim employee because dim employee is basically dimensional employee and it's more like the data warehouse naming convention, but we don't want this one, so we have to change this name. So what I'm gonna do over here, instead of that I'll come on my right hand side. You can see the query settings and here you can change this name. If you don't want to change name over here, you can also right click on this queries tab and here you can rename it. So either way you can do it, but as for the convenience we are gonna keep the name over here and I'm gonna make the name as salesperson. So now we have changed the name and you can also verify in your queries that the name has been changed to salesperson. Now you will see there are lots of columns in this table where if you will scroll on the right you will see a lots of columns are appearing over here, and there are some of these columns are appearing as well because these are the tables related to this table. but we don't need these columns. So how to remove this column? The very easy step over here, just select this column, then you can press the shift key and go to last column, and here you can select the last column. So by pressing the shift and click, you can select all these columns. Now once you will right click over here, you will see two options: remove columns or remove other columns. Remove other columns means this won't remove these the selected columns, but remove other columns. Or you can just right click over here and you can remove these columns only. So the unselected columns are over here and selected columns have been removed. For example, we have this flag over here, so we can apply the filtering as well over here. You can see right now it's only true, so we don't need it. But if I'll see there in the salesperson flag, it's basically telling me that there can be true or false, whether this is a salesperson or not. So we only need the true one, so we can unselect it over here and we can just select the true. So these are the only persons that we are gonna need right now. Also at the bottom you will see there are 26 columns right now, 18 rows, and its column profiling is based on top 1000 rows. So you can change that as well. If you will click over here on this one, column profiling based on top 1000 rows, or you want to based on the entire data set, so it's up to you. Now notice over here on my right hand side, applied steps, you will see once I get the source, it was like this. Then the second step was the navigation, when we navigated our table. Then we removed some columns, it's gonna mention over there as well, and the filtered rows where we just keep only the sales person with the true flag. So these are the steps that you can apply, and you can always see that. And also whenever you think that you have done something wrong, so what you can do, you can just delete the steps from here and it would revert you back over there. Also notice that there is a gear icon on my right hand side, applied steps panel. So you can click on that and it would give you a window which is telling you the source settings, and here you can even apply changes if you want to, but right now we are not gonna apply, so let it be as it is. Now let's come to this column, employee key. So you can put it as employee ID, just double click on this and you can replace it with employee ID. Now similarly, if you want to make any changes, you can do the same, double click on the column headers and you can change it. Now let's see what if we have to combine two columns. So generally in many of the sessions people ask me like how we can create a composite key. So creating a composite key is the meaning of you are combining more than one column, and then on the basis of that you want to filter out the data or you want to identify the data. So over here, suppose you want to create a composite key with the help of your employee national alternate ID key and parent employee key. So what you can do, you can just select both of these by pressing the shift key, right click, and then you will see merge column option. So you can merge both of these columns. So once you will click on this, it's gonna pop up a new window, merge column, and here you can select your separator, whether you want to merge with a comma, equal sign, semicolon, or custom. And right now let's say we are gonna go on custom and we are gonna say okay, we just need this dash and merge. As soon as you will click over here, you will see there is a new column by the name merged has been created over here. Not only that, if you will go over here and suppose you want to create a unique key, let's say you want to create a different key for each number, so we can also come over here and we can create the index column. There you will get two options to create index column, whether you want to start from the 0 or from the 1. So let's start, I'm starting from 1, and here you will see you have the index column. Let's see our formula bar. So this is our formula bar. If this formula bar over here is not appearing, then you can come in the view tab and you can click over here this formula bar option. If you will uncheck it, it's not gonna appear. If you will check it, it's gonna appear over here. So the one we just created over here, it's M code language, where what we are doing, table, on this table dot add index column, we are adding an index column over here on which merge columns. So merge column is the one that we selected, and on the basis of that it's creating this index column. Here you should notice 2 points over here. It's starting from 1 and then it's taking an increment of 1, but by chance if I just change it to 5, so let's see what happens. So you will see from 1 to 6 to 11 to 16, 21, something like that. So it's now increasing, or it's taking increment of 5. Similarly, you can change these tables, different table names and etc. And what you can do over here, once you will see these tables, so basically over here you are getting an opportunity that you want to use some of the columns from these different tables or not. So what you can do, you will expand this. As soon as you click on this expand icon over here, you can see the 2 rows are going outwards. That means you can expand these, and in order to select any of the column, if you need any of the column, you can get it from here. For example, I'm just unselecting all these columns, and then I'll just take, okay, I need the title, I need hire date, birth date and email address, as well as the phone. Plus let's say I'm also gonna get this marital status, so I can click OK, and you will see I got all those columns in the same table. So this is basically telling you the different color formats. But you will notice over here, right now this column has no header names basically, and though the first line seems to be the header name. So now you have to promote your first line as the header. So how to do this kind of transformation? So you will notice in the transform tab there is one option over here which is saying use first row as headers. Also you will get 2 options over here. So in my last video I explained you the 2 options generally was popping up on the top row: use first row as headers or use headers as the first row. So here we need to use first row as headers, so I'm gonna click on this, and you will notice over here everything is as the headers now. In the target table, you see we have year, we have employees, and now we have M0100, 200 something. So if we want to change the data type of this one, so what we need to do, we have to come over here and we see that right now the data type is text. So we can change it to decimal, percentage, or any other format, fixed decimal number, whole number, something like that. Over here you will see there's some of these values are coming as the dash 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 dash. So basically it won't work if you are trying to change these values into the percentage, because all those values either should be blank or they should be already in the decimal. So you can do one more thing, you can come over here and you can replace the text. So here you will see replace. What value you want to replace, you can just place this value in the very first field, and you want to replace with what? I want to say just null, so click OK, and now you will see all those values has been replaced. And on the formula bar also, if you want to read the M code, you can read it over here. This is the value column over here, and it's my year column. I want to make it duplicate column, I can do that. I can make it a duplicate column. I want to change its format, like right now you will see its type is text, but I don't need type is text. I want to make it as a date. So let's see this, and you will see you can make it as a date. But even you don't want to make it date, you just need as a whole number. So replace current and make it as a whole number. So now this is a whole number and you can use it the way you want. For example, if you have this sales strategy and you want to apply some of the multiplication or subtract or something, so you can come and you can see this, and let's say you want to multiply it by 10. So once you will click OK, and you will see everything has been multiplied by 10. So that's how you can perform even some of the standard mathematical operations. Even you want to apply some of the statistics options, you can do that. You can apply trigonometric as well, scientific as well, so up to you. You get some advanced analytics options as well over here. If you want to apply some run Python scripts or R scripts, that also you can do. So let's say we have this territory table, and you can see that everything is in place. But what if you want to apply certain conditional formatting over here? By that means, if you want to add a new column and you want to add a conditional column, so here, and this conditional column, I'm gonna give it a name as hemisphere. So once you will put your name, you can apply your if else condition over here. You will say if column name, I'll say sales territory group over here, and equals to North America, then output would be North Hemisphere. Again, you can add another clause over here, and you can say if the same sales territory group equals to, even you can give equal, does not equal, contain, or anything you want to. So it's up to you what kind of operator you want to apply, and also you can select the value over here. So second is Europe. Otherwise, I'll say it should be else none. If you want to delete any of these, just right click and delete it. So let's click OK, and you will see it's gonna populate your conditional column. You can even create a column from the examples. Over here it's saying column from the example, so I'll say based on my two columns. Here you will get two options, one is from all columns and secondly for the selections. So I'll say based on all columns, and I'm gonna create a new column over here. So it's now saying add column from examples, enter sample values to create a new column. So for example, I just want to combine the sales territory alternate key and the sales territory key. So what I can do, 1 1, then I'm gonna give second option. So I don't even need to give it, but it's gonna give me all the options that how I want to create the column. So you even don't need to go to the conditional column or apply the logics or anything. You can just use column from examples and it would automatically gonna appear over here, and I select OK, and you will notice that the new column has been created over here the way I wanted. Now I'm coming into the product table and I can see this product alternate key. So it contains over here the two values separated by a dash. So I want to split them into two different columns. So how can I do that? So you can do right click on this and split column. Now you can give your logic over here, whether you want to split by delimiter, number of character, positions, and so on. So I'm just gonna say by delimiter, and my delimiter is this one. It's gonna take automatically right now. So each occurrence or leftmost, rightmost is up to you, and you can just click OK, and you will notice there are now two columns has been created. One is the product alternate key, product alternate key 2. Suppose we have this first name and last name, and I want to create one full name. So how can I do that? So in this case, what I'm gonna do, I'm again gonna use the merge column, and in this one I want to merge, but I want to merge by space, and the new column name would be my full name. Just click OK, and we can see that now we have this full name column over here. It's appearing and all the steps are over here. So these are some couple of the transformations that you can use, and those are gonna be very helpful for you in case of you are doing the transformation, data cleaning, or data loading part in Power BI. So guys, once you make all the changes over here, you do your transformations or your data loading part, merging queries, splitting columns, all those things, then after that what you need to do, you have to come over here, close and apply. It will take a couple of minutes or maybe seconds, depends on the amount of data that you have right now, And once it's gonna done, you can even notice on your field pane on your right hand side that all the changes have been applied, table names have been changed, and in fact in tables you have the different columns as well. For example, if you will go in the salesperson table, you will see a new column name, full name, that we created. It's appearing over here. If you want to check the data, what you can do, you can come over here and you will see full name, and this column has been appeared over here. Please stay tuned for more videos. Subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates.